Hey, good morning, guys. It's Gary coming back here from the Oldbarn Homestead with part 4, and we're going to take a look at these two boxes. Just got these in. These are the intake and exhaust filters specifically made for paint booths, and these are really relatively inexpensive for what it is. I mean, both of these boxes were less than $100 in total to get the real deal, stuff for paint booths. And before at the house, you guys that have been following remember that we painted the Mustang in the garage, and I just tried to get filters from Home Depot. I probably actually paid more doing it that way than just getting the real thing. So we'll go ahead and open these up and take a look at them. Well, I'm not going to pull those out because they're going to make a mess trying to get them out. But these are the exhaust filters, and let me get one out. I'm not going to take them out because they're really thin, and I'll have to figure out what I need to do on those because they don't have a frame around them, a cardboard frame. It's just the filter material itself cut into squares, basically. So when I build my grid for those that are the right size for those, I need to probably put mesh across the entire grill that'll hold those in, because if there's no mesh there, those will just get sucked right into the fan. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out. These should be the intake filters here. And I'm using my Milwaukee razor knife that David sent me to open the box. Pretty sweet. Now these, so these have the wire frame built in, so they will they'll hold themselves up. And I think they last a really long time as well, because they're the intake filters, and you'll never have to replace those. So I'm still working out the dimensions on the filter banks themselves and how much airflow I want. And also, I'll give you guys an update. I did send back the fan. Many people commented and said, "Hey, you can get a partial credit for that, or even a full credit, and return that thing because the ad was misleading." And they didn't question it. They immediately gave me a refund, and I've already printed the return label and shipped it back. Now I ordered another one. Let me get you guys off the camera stand here, and we'll walk outside. I ordered another fan that's basically the same one, the Dayton 24-inch tube axial fan, but I ordered one with a 3-phase 1 horsepower motor already on it that's matched up to the fan. You know, and that way, you know, a couple people said that the motor I showed you guys the other day that I drug out of there wasn't a good candidate. For one, it's just too much horsepower and probably too many RPMs. And two, it's only single phase. And I can't remember who it was or what the details of it was, but the way the motor starter, the starting, you know, capacitors work on a three-phase, there's less chance of a spark, you know, in the motor itself. So so three-phase is better. Now, I don't have you know, good access to get any three-phase power. Now I've got my air compressor out here is three-phase, and I could, you know, tap into that, but I don't think I can't do that because the air compressor needs to run at the same time the fan does. But I've also got machines in here that are three-phase I don't really use hardly at all. The table saw being one of them, and you know, so I could use the same breaker as the table saw because there's no chance of anybody, you know, running the table saw while I'm out here painting. So anyway, I was just showing you this. It's about to rain. You can tell it's really overcast. This is Wednesday morning, and my concrete guy that I had that was going to do the concrete. I mean, it's better this way because I can put the phone right up to my mouth, and I know sometimes it's kind of weird just not seeing the person talk, but you won't be able to hear me out here because of the traffic and the wind. But what I was going to say was that the concrete guy that I had came out and looked at it a few days ago last week, and you know, he's a car guy. He loved all the metal machines, and you know, loved the painting and all that. He was I mean, he spent an hour in here looking at the shop and stuff. He was just you know, loved all of it, and seemed like you know, he really wanted to do this job because he's a commercial guy, and he said, to be honest with you, I haven't taken on a job like this in probably like 5 or 10 years, but you know, maybe I'll need you to do something for me someday, so I'd love to do this job for you. So and even just getting him out here to look at it, he just seemed wishy-washy. You know, said he'd come this day and didn't come, didn't call. I kept having to track him down. That's annoying, you know. I don't know, I don't get why people do that. Well, in the middle of him, you know, saying he was going to do it, I had another person call me back saying that they got freed up and they would be possibly interested in coming do it. And I said, well, I got this other guy, he's going to come do it. And so the first guy, the one that's been wishy-washy, was supposed to be here this morning to start on this, put the forms up. He said we might be able to do the whole thing in a day, you know, get the forms up and get the concrete out here and get it finished off, you know, in a day. And he sent me a text at 6:30 this morning. Man, it's going to be raining and we're trying to finish up this job. I'm probably not going to be able to do that job for you. You're probably going to be better off to get somebody else to do it. It's just like, really? Shit. You know, I knew good and well, just based on his initial responsiveness and making commitments 2 or 3 in a row about coming out here and didn't meet him, and I had to keep, you know, tracking him down. He just was going to be wishy-washy. And so I called the second guy back this morning, and that called me a couple days ago and said they were free, but I told him no because I had this other guy. And when I called him back this morning, it's like, man, we already got two other jobs lined up. You know, concrete guys, they're always getting stuff coming in and out, and they won't be able to get to it until next week. So this is the BS I was trying to avoid by just doing it myself. You know, just go ahead and put the forms up, mix up concrete. Now it's a huge job for an individual to try to pour all this, and you know, they're probably going to do some better dirt work than I did. He said he'd bring a bobcat out and run over it real quick and get it, you know, leveled up, because I told him I got the grass off of it, but and dug it down a little bit, but I kind of made a little bit of a mess. It's kind of uneven, but anyway, so he's going to try to come look at it one day this week. The good thing is he's a neighbor. He lives really close by, so you know, so that's good. But anyway, so it's going to be next week before anything gets done on this. And you know, it's one of those deals where I got stuff I need to paint. I probably got 3 or 4 jobs right now that I've already cut, got the metal work done on, and ready to paint. And I'd love to paint them in my new turn that water off. Love to paint them in my new paint booth. I just, once you kind of know that you're done with something, you want to be immediately done with it. And so and you just can't do it. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys these filters and my new fan. When it comes in, we'll take a look at it and look at the motor on it. And then I'll probably make another video here in a couple days, kind of just I'll do a little sketch up of the layout of the paint booth and kind of where I'm planning to have the intake filters and exhaust filters, the entry doors, the mixing mix-up station, stuff like that, and share that with you guys to see if you have any ideas on on doing it differently. Especially like mounting that fan, and you can mount those horizontally or vertically. I could mount it up on the roof and have it pull up, and have some filters in the roof. But there's pros and cons to doing that. My roof's going to be sloped a little bit, so I don't know if that helps or hurts. But anyway, I thought I'd just make a quick update on the paint booth, and I'm continuing to make progress on it. It's just amazing how slow stuff goes. I mean, you make a decision to do something and it just drags on and on and on. Got the fan in, that wasn't right, now I got to return it. Concrete people being, but once that concrete is in, then there won't be anything else about it that I can't do myself. And the fan, I just needed to get the fan in these, and pretty much everything else I would need, building materials and all that, even the R panels, all that stuff I can get, same day or, within a day or two locally, and not depend on anybody for that. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna cut this one off, and we'll see you soon.